တို့ရဲ့ဘဝများတန်တဲ့ခရီးကိုရှောက်ခဲ့ကြကိုအားလေးဆုံးရှုံးသွားတွေလက်ကောင်းခံခဏရဲ့ရှိဖို့တို့တွေကြိုးစား Rock and roll ဒီနေ့အိဆက်ကအဝေးဆုံးခီးကိုကောင်းကတိထိုးပေါက်ပြန်တဲ့ရေလို့စတော့စားစိတ်ရဲ့အားကတို့ရဲ့ကိုအားฉันมาแค่ไหนเย็บที่she said rock and roll but you know I'll take back oh take the rock and roll to take the rock and roll take some the rock and roll no I'm not in tempo I don't go to Sabo Sick it ain't nothing made a thing yeah rock and roll and we fall down no I'm in my time I do not in my time get up dance and we shine tap the wind bar rock and roll and no I'm not we fall out Don't hit the rock and roll Don't hit the rock and roll This song of rock and roll No man and the tempo I don't go kusabo Sing the game but let me at the new rock and roll And we put ya No luna de mata A tuida de mata Get up dance and we like Chop the wind bar Rock and roll The luna now we pull out Don't hit the rock and roll Don't hit the rock and roll Take some of rock and roll No I'm not in tempo I don't go kusabo Sick it ain't nothing made a thing Yeah rock and roll and we fall down No luna de mata A tuida de mata Away so keep move out get deep to walk in the J shake so to say that and I got don't let go ah Jim my can I yeah she said rock and roll the gym now I say bye Don't take the rock and roll Don't take the rock and roll Take some of rock and roll No I'm not in tempo I don't go kusabo Say that ain't nothing made a thing Yeah rock and roll and we fall down No not in my time I do not in my time I do not in my time Get up the dance and we shine Shut the wind bar Rock and roll and no now we fall out Don't take the rock and roll Don't take the rock and roll Take some of rock and roll No I'm not in tempo I don't go kusabo The rock and roll This song got rock and roll No I'm not in tempo I don't go kusabo